Hey guys, Ducks hockey and more is coming back at you. The draft is a few days away. What do the Ducks need in the draft and this upcoming offseason? Stick around, we're going to talk about it. Okay, guys, Ducks hockey and more back at you. Thanks for tuning back in to the channel. It's been a minute, but look, the draft is only a few days away. It's coming up. It's, I think, Thursday, Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, something crazy like that. It's not going to be a Friday night, Saturday night like it used to be. It's going to be right in the middle of the week, which is kind of weird, but hey, it's here. It's coming. And the Ducks have the number 2 overall pick. Okay, so there's a lot of speculation out there, right? Who are the Ducks going to pick? Okay, to me, and I've talked about it in previous videos, with the number 2, obviously number 1's going Chicago. Connor Bedard is going to be a Blackhawk, okay? We all know that's going to happen. But who do the Ducks take, right? Adam Fantilli, to me, is kind of a lock. Leo Carlsson's right there, though. You could make an argument for Leo Carlsson. He's a good, big, strong, skilled center, just like Adam Fantilli. Carlson's probably a little bit more of a better two-way center, so he's better defensively. That's kind of the norm for a Swedish center, and that's kind of intriguing. Somebody like that is always good to have on your team. Now Nathan Gauthier, who we drafted last year, is a good two-way center, so he's coming up. What do you do, right? What do you do? So Adam Fantilli or Leo Carlsson, I think, are going to be the two centers that we choose. One of those two guys, right? There has been a lot of rumors out there and some speculation about the Ducks potentially taking Matvei Michkov, a winger, at the number 2 spot. I don't see that happening. I really don't. The center position is too important for a team rebuilding for the future, to become a consistent playoff team and championship team, right? You got to build with defense, goaltending, and depth at the center position, right? So I think with this year's draft class and the centers that are available, you can't not take a center and stick them in the system. It really loads Anaheim up with solid centers, and the future looks bright when you think about that particular position. We already know our defense is solid, especially on the offensive defenseman side. I think we need some more defensive defensemen. But overall, I mean, the future of the Ducks is bright for sure. But we're going to talk about some of the needs of the Anaheim Ducks here in a second. But let's dive in, okay? Ducks have the number 2 overall pick. And like I just talked about, Adam Fantilli or Leo Carlsson. There's your two. More than likely is going to go to the Anaheim Ducks. Make an argument, comment below. Tell me who you think the Anaheim Ducks should pick, Fantilli or Carlsson. Curious to see what your thoughts are. I personally feel like Fantilli is probably the best way to go, only because of his skill. He really is a skilled player. Playing in the college ranks as a freshman, an 18-year-old. He's a big kid. And as a freshman, won the Hobey Baker. Put up 30 goals. I mean, that says something right there. The NCAA is not some joke of a league or anything like that. You're playing with guys that are 18, 19, 20 years old, right? So I think there's a lot to be said that he came in as an 18-year-old, and he has a winning pedigree. His background with Canada specifically, winning the World Juniors and that kind of thing, and 2 years in a row, says a lot. He comes in at Michigan, takes him to the Frozen Four for the second. Not his second year in a row, but he did take him to the Frozen Four this year. They lost, but he is just a good all-around center, and he can put the puck in the net. He can create. He's got great hands. Leo Carlsson, on the other hand, great two-way center. He's also a big kid, just like Fantilli. They've got size to him, which is what you want. He is a good two-way center, a little bit better than Fantilli on the two-way side. So defensively, Carlson's more responsible with the puck, more responsible getting back and defending, which is important. Ducks fans, if you remember a player, his name is Samuel Paulson, part of that 2007 Stanley Cup championship team. He was an amazing two-way center. Wasn't the offensive producer that I think Carlson or Fantilli is, but as far as a center goes, he was an amazing two-way center. Defensively, he was solid, and he made up part of that shutdown line that allowed us to put them out there against the best team, the other team's best line, and shut them down. And, so having a guy like that for those types of things. Nathan Gaucher, which is coming up through our system, we drafted him last year. He's another one of those types of two-way centers that could be a shutdown line center type guy too. So Carlson's intriguing because of his two-way play, and he's a big kid and only going to get bigger and stronger. Fantilli has a lot more upside on the offensive side, and he is also a big kid. So really you can't go wrong with either one. So it's really what does Verbeek see in them and who's more intriguing to him for what he's trying to create and build for this team moving forward. So we'll see what happens, but I think it's going to be those two. I find it really hard to believe that he would go outside those two. Will Smith, Matvei Michkov are two very good players, but I don't think the Ducks are going to go there. I really don't. It's going to be Fantilli or Carlson. So look, currently, center position, Anaheim Ducks. Right now, what do we have? Mason McTavish, okay, who we've watched last year. He progressed. He got better. This kid's going to be money, okay, in the future of the Anaheim Ducks. Mason McTavish is very good. We have Trevor Zegras, who can play the wing or center, right? I personally feel like Zegras needs to belongs on the wing. He's just not big enough to be a center. I like big, strong centers. And I think Zegras and his creativity in his hands work better on the wing. Now, because he's versatile and he can go back and forth, that makes him even more important, and more, what's the word I'm looking for? He's just a more versatile guy because he can play both wing and center, right? Kind of like an Adam Henrique. Adam Henrique's the other guy we have. He's got one more year left on his contract, potentially going to be traded or either this offseason or by the trade deadline next year. But he can play left wing or center. He's versatile that way, right? He can do both. I like that, right? Zegras is like that. So for me, Zegras belongs on the wing. And then if you need him, he can play the center position or take those face-offs, whatever the case may be, but you keep him on the wing primarily, right? That's just me. Who else do we have? We've got Ryan Strome. We picked him up the offseason last year. He's a good, experienced center. I think he's a good guy to keep around, right? So what else? Adam Henrique we just talked about. He's going to be traded. I guarantee it. It's either going to be this offseason or by the trade deadline. But again, he can play the wing or center. He's versatile in that way. And then you've got Isaac Lundestrom. Isaac Lundestrom, to me, is one of the most underrated players on the Ducks roster. He is a center that he's a good two-way guy. He's a good player, and he's young. Okay, he still has a lot of developing still to go. Greg Cronin, our new coach, I think will help him a lot. And it's all on who you put around Isaac. So I think he's somebody worth keeping. There's been a lot of talk about, rumor-wise, Isaac Lundestrom could be moved, right? Me personally, I think that's a bad idea. Okay, he's a solid center, bottom six, third or fourth line center, probably more of a fourth line guy. Okay, a shutdown line, grinder line type of guy. But he's solid, and I think that he's only going to get better, and I think we should keep him. I don't think we should move him at all. But the odd guy's out in the center position if you look at it, because look, Fantilli or Carlson are coming in, right? So, the Lundestroms of the world, the Adam Henriques of the world, there's the odd man out. Now, Adam Henrique, I can guarantee you he's going to be gone. He's either going to get moved this offseason or it's going to be he's going to be in the lineup for most of the year and then go before the trade deadline, right? Who does that leave you? It leaves you some younger guys that are up and coming and developing, except for Ryan Strome. But look, center position wise, if we pull Fantilli or Carlson, we're going to be solid in the future. Okay, here is the potential centers. Okay, I've kind of put a list together of potential upcoming centers in the lineup this season, right? So we could be seeing McTavish, okay, Fantilli or Carlson, Ryan Strome, and then you've got this plethora of possible centers that could begin. You got Nathan Gaucher, who's coming up through the system, right? He could potentially make the team. You don't know. Probably not. He'll probably spend a year in the minors at the AHL level in San Diego, but you never know. But you've got guys like Lundestrom, who's my pick to be at the fourth line center. You've got Sam Carrick, who can play the wing and center. You've got Derek Grant, also, who can play the wing or center. You've got Jason Megna, you've got Nestorenko, and like I previously mentioned, Gaucher. So what do? I really don't think Derek Grant, I don't think he's going to be around. I don't think they're going to even offer him a contract. He is a unrestricted free agent. Quite honestly, I just don't think he's going to be sticking around. He plays his best hockey with Anaheim, but I don't think he's part of the future. I don't think Verbeek looks at Derek Grant and goes, yeah, I got to keep you around. He's a good grinder, a good fourth line guy, so he might. I don't know. We'll see. Sam Carrick. Sam Carrick's got 1 year left on his contract. He's a hard-working guy, but he's not the biggest of guys. He is willing to drop the gloves. He's gritty. I like that about Sam, but he has no offensive upside, really. He's just, I don't know. I look at the Anaheim Ducks and I look at those previous years and previous teams and I think, man, we were big and strong and we bullied people around. They did not want to play the Anaheim Ducks, right? Well, now we're kind of wimpy and small and weak. We need to bulk up. We have a lot of talent, but we need to bulk up and become stronger. And people need to fear us. When we come to their house or they come to ours, they're going to be like, damn, this is going to be a tough one. We're playing Anaheim. That's how they should feel coming into it. That's how I want it to be, right? Carrick, as much as I do like him for the fact that he's a hardworking guy, I don't think he's going to stick around. He does have 1 year left, but I think you regulate him to the fourth line, put him on the wing. Okay, if you're going to keep him this year, stick him on the wing, fourth line. And that's okay, right? That's okay. Megna, I don't see us keeping him. Nestorenko, I think Nestorenko had a lot of upside when what we did see of him. But I think he needs to spend more time at the San Diego AHL level, okay, down with the Gulls, to develop his skills. And maybe potentially he can become part of the regular lineup. But he needs to spend more time down there and prove himself. Obvious choice to me for the fourth line center position is Isaac Lundestrom. I do not want to see that guy get traded or go anywhere else. Okay, to me, he is a good, solid center. Especially he's a two-way center, and I think he'd be a great fourth line center for the Anaheim Ducks and the future, right? Moving forward, a lot of people look at him as a good trade piece, potentially going to another team. I don't like that idea. Max Jones and Maxime Comtois are another couple of guys that could potentially be on the move. So there you go. Center position is going to be an interesting one. Now, here's the thing that I am passionate about right now, and that's the wingers, okay? We don't have enough good quality scoring wingers. We have a couple, okay? Obviously, we have our star in Troy Terry. Troy Terry's, he's a right winger, put up 23 goals last season, even more the preseason before that. We know how good Troy Terry is. He's going to get a big raise in the offseason. He's going to be part of the future of this team, right? Troy Terry's amazing. But listen to some of these other names I'm going to throw at you. And it's not like they're bad. It's just that some of them are, I think we should keep. Some of them I think are worth just saying, hey, it's time for you to go. But stats-wise, we don't have it. We have Troy Terry. We also have Frank Vetrano. I like Frank. Frank Vetrano had 22 goals last year, 41 points. So Here's a 20 to 30 goal scorer. Okay, and you keep a guy like that. He's got 2 more years left. You keep him. He's an experienced guy. You need that experience on your team. He can put up the goals. You keep him around. Okay, so Terry Vetrano. There you go. Henrique. Now, Adam Henrique, we know, is probably going to get moved either the offseason or by the trade deadline. If you do keep him in the lineup, you can stick him on the wing, right? And he can put up 20 to 30 goals. Okay, but he's not going to last into next year. They're going to move him. Okay, they're going to move him. As much as I like Adam Henrique and would like to see him stick around, he's probably more good for trading away to get assets back, picks and future prospects, that kind of thing. Silverberg, okay, great two-way guy, but his offensive output just isn't there anymore. It never really did show itself. He was great on the shootouts for years. That's gone away. He's just losing it, right? He's losing his mojo. Still a great two-way guy. Great experience. Great to add as a depth player on your team. But that offensive upside just has not really brought itself in the last few years. So it's time for him to go. So let's take Henrique and Silverberg, who potentially will be on the team this year. They'll make the team, but they'll probably be gone before the end of the year, right? So, okay, so you've got Terry, Vetrano, Silverberg, and Henrique hang around until we move them. Now what are you left with? Okay, that's only what? 1, 2, 3, 4? We still need 4 more. Max Jones? What do you do with that guy? Max Jones, 9 goals this year, 10 assists this last year. Maxime Comtois, 9 goals, 10 assists, same as Jones. What do you do with a guy like that? They both have a lot of upside. They really do. They were drafted high, but they haven't really shown it. I say you let them go, okay? Move them. Find a team that they can go that wants them to add them to their middle 6 or bottom 6. Maybe they have better careers and do better with another team. Ducks get something back for it, right? Let him go. Brock McGinn, we got him in a trade with, I believe it was Pittsburgh. Brock McGinn. Now, here's a guy that Pat Verbeek brought in specifically in that trade. Wanted McGinn because of his grittiness, his hardworking style, likes to win those battles along the boards. Just a hardworking guy overall, right? I like that. I saw it in him in that season. I think it's worth keeping him around to see what he can bring to the table. He's in his late 20s, so it's not like he's super young, but he's not old. So I think he's worth keeping around, Brock McGinn. So you've got Terry Vetrano, you keep Silverberg and Henrique around for most of the year, and then you add Brock McGinn. Okay, we have Brock McGinn, right? So there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Now there's 5. Now this is assuming you let Jones and Comtois go. You trade them. We still need some more, right? You see where I'm going with this? Our wingers are not good enough. Yeah, we have Troy Terry. We got Frank Vetrano. But then what do you got? Not a whole lot, man. And Adam Henrique on the wing for most of the year will be good. He's a good guy. He can put the puck in the net. He can move over to the center position if there's an injury or in a face-off situation. If the top line center gets thrown out, he can step in, still win that face-off. That's why I like Adam Henrique. But he's going to be gone soon. There's a void there. We don't have enough depth at the winger position. So stay with me on this, right? Okay. Stay with me on this. Here's what we have in the system, okay? Coming up, Sasha Pastujov, who's shown he can really excel and put that puck in the net. He's an American, has a lot of upside, okay? A lot of upside. Just has to tap into it at the professional level. Can he do it? Let's see. I think he can. Jacob Perreault. Jacob Perreault was highly touted as an offensive-minded, great sniper type of guy. Can put the puck in the net. A winger. Didn't do so hot in San Diego last year. Other seasons prior to that, put up really good numbers, not necessarily in San Diego, just in the minors and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of potential in Jacob Perreault. There's a reason we selected him pretty high in the draft a few years back. I'd like to see that guy could break out of his shell and really start putting the puck in the net, showing what he's capable of doing and who he really is. Jacob Perreault. So he needs to step up. Pastujov can potentially be a future winger for the Anaheim Ducks, right? But they haven't proven themselves completely yet, so it's kind of hard. But I think out of those two so far, Pastujov has the most upside. Perreault still needs to show it. Now you got Pavel Regenda, okay? Showed himself a little bit at the Anaheim, at the NHL level with Anaheim in the beginning of the season, and I really liked him. But for some reason, they sent him back down to San Diego. I think he's worth a shot, okay? Bottom 6 winger guy, for sure. Okay, I like Regenda. Chase DeLeo has done very well down in San Diego. Can he make the roster? Can he potentially be a part of the team in the regular end? Maybe. But again, young, he's got to prove himself, right? So you see what I'm getting at with this. There's a lack there on the winger position. We need more goal scorers. Straight up, man. I mean, that's one of the biggest things about the Anaheim Ducks this last year. We were such a crappy team goal scoring wise. Defensively, we were horrible. But we couldn't put the puck in the net for the life of us. You know, Zegras and Terry, they couldn't do it alone. Vetrano kind of helped, and Adam Henrique did his part, but you need more. Okay? You need more. Okay? We need wingers. Listen, okay. So, that being said, we know our number 1 pick, okay, and our first round number 2 overall pick is going to be either a Fantilli or a Carlson, right? Center. So you solidify that position. We have no problems in the future when it comes to that position. But we need depth scoring at the winger position. We need a couple more. So what is Pat Verbeek going to do? Is he going to go out and make some moves this offseason? Try to bring in some wingers that can put up 20 goals? 20, maybe 30 goals? I'd like to see that. He did that with Vetrano. Went out and got him. Look, he put up what? What did Vetrano put up? 22 goals, I think, last year? Something like that. So, I mean, that was a good signing, okay? And that's what we need. We need to go find that 20 to 30 goal scorer and a couple more, okay? Because Pastujov, Perreault, all these guys coming up through the system may or may not make it, right? I mean, Terry did. It took him a while, but Terry finally made it there. We need to bring them in now. We need that scoring now, not later, now. So what do? Well, I think you got 3 second-round picks, the Ducks do, right? That 33rd, you got this first pick in the second round, that 33rd overall pick. Man, stumbling out of my mouth right now. But you've got to take a winger in that pick. We'll see what they do, but in my opinion, that's like a no-brainer. You're going to take one of the top highly touted centers that are in the draft and that number 2 pick. But then you got that 33rd overall pick. The first pick in the second round. Take a winger. The best possible scoring winger available. Pick him up, grab him, snatch him, take him. You need it, right? We need it. We need some scoring wingers in our system. So, or here's the other scenario in that. I still think 33rd overall, you take a winger. And then you've got 2 more picks, right? Well, you either continue to bulk up your prospects, which they may very well do, or you use those 2 second round picks, because we've got 3 of them. The other 2, or one of them, whatever the case may be, you use as a part of a trade. And you go out and you get an NHL-ready scoring winger. Immediate, boom, bam, you're on the team. Just like they went out and got Frank Vetrano. That was a free agent signing. It wasn't a trade. But why not go out and trade for a scoring winger that's proven 20, 25, 30 goals, whatever he's got. They've proven themselves. Use those picks. Maybe use the Max Jones, the Comtois, and you go out and you get one, right? Trade. Here, we'll give you one of our second rounders and Comtois for your guy. That's an intriguing thing for a team that might be looking to free up some cap space and, needs some scoring depth or whatever, they can get a second round pick plus another player that's pretty NHL ready. You know what I mean? That, to me, is what I would do if I'm GM. But who knows what Pat's got in mind, but we need some scoring wingers for sure. Anyways, there you go. That's kind of my thought right there. So, let's just look at the center position, okay? We'll grade it, okay, with what we have now, and obviously in the draft, we're going to take Fantilli or Carlson. We're going to add to our center depth. So we're solid. Our future's solid. They're young and they've still got to develop, but our future is bright at the center position. Okay, I think teams are looking at the Ducks and envying what we have. A. Okay, grade A. We've got an A at the center position. On the winger side, wingers, for what we currently have and what's coming up through the system, I'm going to tell you right now, it's about a C+. Troy Terry leads that group. Frank Vetrano's a great veteran winger who can put up goals. But beyond that, there's just not a whole lot. In the system, you've got Perreault, you've got Pastujov, you know what I mean? But what's currently on the team, you know what I mean? Not a whole lot to get excited about. Like I said, wingers, that's a strong point for us. We've got to draft well and stockpile some wingers, in the draft, or go out and get some, okay, through trades. Now I'm going to talk about the defense and goaltending future of the Anaheim Ducks and where we're standing in the future in the next video. Okay, this one's primarily focusing on the centers and the wingers. But look, Greg Cronin, he is our new bench boss, new coach. He's a great guy, lots of NHL experience, lots of just hockey experience, like 30 some odd years of experience coaching. He's known for developing young, talented players and bringing them up. He's known for this. And he's got nothing but that in Anaheim. Tons of talent, and we're going to get even more in this year's draft, right? So I think he's got a lot of work to do. I know he's the guy to do it, okay? I feel really good about him just watching his interviews, his demeanor, what he's done, his resume. The fact that Pat Verbeek likes him so much says a lot, okay? Greg Cronin, he's going to be a great coach, and I think the development of the younger players and bringing them along and making them even better is what's going to be exciting to watch, right? So Greg Cronin, but he's got a lot of work to do. Let's see what he can do with these guys. Here's the centers for this. This is my prediction, and we're going to end this video with this. So my prediction for the centers on the Anaheim Ducks for this upcoming 23-24 season, okay? Mason McTavish, and either Fantilli or Carlson. Okay, so McTavish, Fantilli or Carlson, whichever one we decide to go with. I think they're ready for the NHL. I really do. I don't think there's any development, more time spent. No, they're ready. Okay, I really feel that way. So McTavish, then you've got Fantilli or Carlson, Ryan Strome, and Isaac Lundestrom. Okay, those are my predictions for our center position this upcoming year. Now, in the system, potentials that could come in and fill the void if there's injuries or other, you got Nathan Gauthier, Nestorenko, and Benoit Oliver-Groulx. Okay, these guys will probably be down in San Diego and developing and getting better, but as a fill-in for an injured center or whatever, they can come up and fill that void. And that's a pretty good group, Gauthier, Nestorenko. Now, Gauthier is the only one where it's like who knows? We'll see. But I really like him. He's a big kid, and I think he's going to have a bright future. I really do. But there you go. That's my prediction on the center position for moving forward. Tell me what you think down below in the comments, will you guys? Let me know what you think. I am super excited about the draft and who we're going to get. I am extremely excited to see what happens when Pat Verbeek starts playing around with all that extra money we've got. Dude, we've got about almost $20 million in cap space to play with and go find some NHL-ready players and bring them in. So it'll be a fun offseason. And how much of that money is he going to spend? I don't know. We'll see. Because he could really go nuts and spend it right and maybe bring in some really, really top-end talent to complement all this young talent that we're bringing up through the system. So, but we'll talk about defense and goaltending in the next one. For now, Ducks Hockey and More thanks you for watching, And I really appreciate it, guys. Help me get to 300 subscribers. We're almost there. We're growing, and I need you to help me blow it up. I need your help to do it. So please, if you haven't already, go down, subscribe, smash the like button, hit the notification bell so you always know when the content comes out from Ducks Hockey and More. Please help me grow the channel. And I love you guys, man. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. See ya.